Hello, John, BBC. What's up? That's right. We'll be leaving today. I'm going to Josh's. Leaving what? No, I was going to apologize to you, Ryan, for interrupting your whatnot sesh. I don't know how the middle of the day streams are for you. If anybody has any questions about whatnot, just ask Ryan. He knows where the deals are. There was a guy on there last night we watched that dude's in rough shape. He seems to be. Hello, AJ. Still fighting with the minions, the plebes of the internet. Leaving the detail sepia, or is it sapia? Sapien or sepian? BBC, you'll have to ask AJ about the detail sepia. I think he has found a. I think he uses a solvent equivalent to the sepia. I've never looked for one or found one. I take that back. I think they did have an all-clad one that was like running water, and I threw it away. Of learning from the experts. So, if anybody's curious what we're talking about, I'm going to shed a little light on it. AJ had a nice, informed gentleman that wanted to tell him that rather than buying spro baits, he should just buy the copycat KOs, because they're nearly the same thing. I don't know what the nearly part is, but they're pretty much the same. In that AJ was seemingly a fool for not painting the knockoff. Hello, David. Darrell? Ralph? What rock y'all been hiding under? Or is it me that's been hiding under a rock? So if y'all don't like this color, y'all can attack Dustin Taylor and Bateman. Send all hate mail to them, and I will forward any to them that is necessary. No, I didn't do drip shed on these. I can't see it very good. I going to crank a hog later today? Maybe. Maybe in the pond. Maybe in the pond. Yeah, it's the purple perch or whatever Lucky Craft called it. The Lucky Craft color was the inspiration. That's why I did those big diamond shaped scales on it. And rather than do the red lateral lines down the side, I wanted red glitter. So it came out exactly how I envisioned, and it's sexy. It's sexy. And when Dustin mentioned it, I said, you know what? I never, ever paint that color. And I know everybody loves it. I just don't paint it ever. So I said, you know what? Why not? Why not? So here we are. And I wanted to do my little I wanted to do a little twist on it, so which isn't much, but something. Like when I was looking at the Lucky Craft bait, I was like, they should have done red glitter like they did the I thought about doing chunky, heavier glitter like they did on the Bull Brim. Or as Epic Eric likes to call it, Bull Bream. And Mischievous Fishing. Yo! Let me ask you a question, Fish 51. Do you pronounce it mischievous or mischievous? I'm going to Josh's house, Kyle, for some top secret stuff. Remember, everyone, make sure set your settings to top messages so you can filter out the BBC. That's correct. The infamous lavender. No, this isn't it. Luckily, I didn't have to get into a pissing contest about what the color purple is. So. There we go. I might do something weird to these. Whatever you want. I say mischievous. I know some people say mischievous. Builder dude, how art thou? Mischievous. So, color looks good on this bait. I like it. I thought about putting bars down the side and making it kind of gilly, but I started thinking, I was like, man, I feel like I've put bars on like the last 10 baits I did. I didn't go back and look, but just my mind said, you've been a little bar heavy, so chill out. Just do clean, sexy. No bars. So here we are. Y'all don't use USPS. Lost a box I sent to Builder Dude last November. Showed up at my house today. Well, that should be a sign to actually use USPS because you got your box back. That's pretty good service, in my opinion. The box was in fact not lost. How are you going to bash a company and tell people not to use it when they returned your product, BBC? What kind of psychology is that? So the same thing happened to me. Buka was sending me some baits to paint, and it was like he needed them yesterday, which is typically how he operated with me. I was like the speed demon for getting show shit ready. Like when he needed like 100 baits painted the week before a show, he'd send them to me and I'd get them done. So he sent me a box of baits, and it was probably retail value about $10K worth of baits. And he messaged me and said, "Did you get those baits?" Said, "No, what's the tracking?" And I said, "Let me get it." And he got it. And who knows where it was. So baits never show up. So he sends another box with the same stuff. I don't know, like 4 or 5 months go by and I just get a random medium flat rate box or a large flat rate box on my door. Bullshad. Opened it up. Bunch of glides. So I messaged him. Said, "Your bait showed up." He said, "Which ones?" "I didn't send you any." I said, "Yeah, you did. You sent them back in August." And he was like, "Oh, what baits?" "Remember that one that went missing?" He was like, "Oh, yeah." I said, "They're here. They're here. They made it. Better late than never." I got one of those trophy rock mineral licks and FedEx lost it. How do you lose a block? Hello, Bobby. After years as a government employee, the USPS is the worst run government organization. I can believe that. They seem wildly inefficient. USPS ran every one of my packages and delivered the next 3 of the 4 boxes to the wrong house in a string of 5 consecutive burn drops. That was true. And it was the big BDS, if I recall, that got crushed. And it held up pretty good, actually. Like if y'all saw a picture of what Builder Dude's bait looked like after getting run over by a car, it was fishable, actually. BBC, how are you going to deliver it in person on one of your trips to Oklahoma? It's not big enough. I need bigger. I need bigger. That's not big enough either. What's going on here? I need mega eyes. I need monster size eyes. I could use the same size I just put on those. That's pretty massive though. Do a little bit. Yeah, that looks good. That's nice size. All right. Well, where are we at? Just gonna start driving. I don't hate on USPS too much. I think they've completely lost only 3 of my packages. Knock on wood. I've never had them lose one of my packages. They might go missing. They might have run over some stuff, but they've never lost one. Happy New Year, Johnny. Be careful out there on the road. I did just wipe paint off with my shirt. But you know what, Builder Dude? It's on the inside. This shirt already has a paint stain on it, so it's safe. It's safe. I was closing a paint bottle, I believe, and it shot paint all over me. And I tried to wipe it off, and it just smeared. Wildly understaffed. I could see that. I could see that. I used to ship singles in a 6x9 envelope. Those ones that got lost. Yeah, I used to do the bubble mailer. And I could understand how they're pretty thin. Like if I was sending like one bait, especially plastic baits, I just throw it in a bubble mailer inside the little packaging and send it on. And I can see how those would get slipped through the cracks. Hello, man. He's gonna have big eyes. These are gonna be big eyed. These are gonna be big eyed baits. I don't know why the little eyes just look too small. Like I put my normal size eyes on it, and it didn't like take up enough real estate. It looked. I think it's because of the size of the scales is the reason it needs the big jumbo eyes. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. It is the scale to eye ratio. Yep. Now that I look at it, because I usually do those little scales, and I didn't on these to give a nod to Lucky Craft to keep in the honor of Lucky Craft. How deep will these run? What's the Hellcat run, Burns? 5 feet. I mean, it's got a pretty decent sized lip on it. I don't know that it's touching 6, but I think certainly you can get down to 5. I don't. 4 to 5 or something. Yeah, about average. Since I typically throw everything on 15-pound test, I don't know. I don't ever see the maximum diving depth of what a bait can do. I typically like my line to keep all my baits in the 3 to 4 foot range. If I'm getting past that, I'd probably use a different bait. Hellcat was 4. Yeah, I mean that's kind of its sweet spot. That's kind of where it needs to live. That's kind of where it needs to live. All right. The big one might be a little shallower because it's so much bait to move. I didn't get out there with my live scope with that one and check it. I did, Bobby. They're in the queue. They're in the queue. I've been very backed up. I've been very backlogged. Ran out of clear coat. That's pretty much what drove me to a screeching halt. I didn't want to. I was delaying spending the money because I knew it was going to hurt the wallet. And it was like Christmas time. I was like, am I about to spend $500 plus on clear coat? I don't want to do that. That hurts. Because I didn't just need clear coat. I needed retarder and reducer and things of that nature that drive the order prices up. So I just waited until I was out completely. That way I was forced to. The cost of playing the game, you get on the wood orders. Yeah, builder dude, he does not enjoy breaking off the damn hundos to order stacks of wood. How long will it last me? I'll probably go through. I'll probably go through 3 or 4 gallons this year, so it'll last me a few months. I mean, annually, I probably got a $1,500, $2,000 clear coat bill. Is that a bubble? Where's my lighter? Where's my SIG lighter? There it is. Did it pop? Some of these little bubbles are very troublesome. Like they don't want to pop. It's right on the bottom. I'll cover it up with my pupil. Let's see. Yeah, I'll do a comparison right quick once I get this last I dotted. All right. That's it off. All right. Let's see. So here is the regular Hellcat. Here is the Mega Hellcat. I'm trying to. It's pretty large. It's pretty large. It's something I can compare it to. There's a Wear. Yeah, you can see it in my hand. Got some beef. The beef cat. The beef cake. What's going on with Ira? Anybody got any Ira news? I was poking around Tulsa last Friday, ran up to the shop in Owasso. The dude that gets baits from Ira said Ira hasn't built anything for a long while and tried to call him and haven't got a hold of him. I don't know what the deal. I thought about messaging Ira a couple days ago. Maybe I'll message him today. I don't know why. He was just on my brain lately. You know that happens? Hello, are you watching in 6x speed? Yeah, I think last year was I remember him having those baits for that store last summer. I think it was 25. Hell, it might have been 24 when he did those baits. But he got flooded. Like the floor of his shop flooded. I don't know how much that shit messed up, but he was trying to clean his shop up from the flood, and maybe that got to be a little more than he was willing to put up with. Yeah, I think the XL is fitting. The Hellcat XL. That's kind of what it's always been called. So makes sense. Shop still had a bunch of little eyes. Did you throw a couple in your shopping basket? Hello, friendly crankers. Guys, how are you? Have you recovered from the holiday season? Last time I got that feeling I need to talk to somebody who was a good buddy, and I talked to his mom. He had passed away. Yeah, I feel like whenever you get that feeling, you need to reach out to whoever it is and see what's up. The hell, Cougar. Well, I don't have Ira's phone number, but I've had long conversations with him on paying the basement. Enamel. Ouch. The Battle Cat. The Battle Cat's good. Should have painted it in the Battle Cat color. Battle Cat would be better for a different body. By using the Hellcat XL, it keeps it easy to remember what it is. So there's no confusion because it's not a different bait. It's a larger Hellcat. A different design, I think, would be better not to waste a name like Battle Cat, because that's a good name and it needs its own bait, not a larger version of another bait. Yes, BBC has created another kitty, the Pebble Cat, not to be confused with the Gravel Dog. He sent me a picture and said, "What do you think about this?" It's fresh off the chopping block. And I said, "Looks like a damn gravel dog to me." And he was like, "No, no." And then I sent him a picture of a gravel dog, and he compared the two. Whoops. Which rack? The one with miscellaneous hard baits, soft plastics, and buzz pieces, or the wall of hard baits? Or this rack? Or the deer horns? Which rack are we talking about? We got lots of racks in here. We got lots of racks. All of them. Join me on Whatnot. The Balsa World, you've made amends with Herman, but Ira ignored your last message. Well, I don't know. The rack under the white shirt. The moobs. The moobs. What was it? BBC complimenting, or didn't BBC take a jab at the moobs one day? Just wait, BBC. Just wait till you turn 40. You little dick. David, I haven't, but I want to. It seems fun. If you're not one of those people that drag everybody down into your personal business and depress your whole audience into pity bidding on whatever it is you're selling, but I gotta get some different stuff, because I'm not going to sell $50 crankbaits over there, like one after one after one, because everybody doesn't want to buy that. So I'd like to have a cornucopia of different priced items that would appeal to anyone. So I gotta plan my Whatnot sale and try and have a little diverse portfolio of stuff like that. You know what I mean? So if somebody wants a $15 bait, sure, here you go. Good bait. Not the most premium thing I've ever painted in my life as far as the body goes, but still quality, still catches fish, but also not hand carved. So we'll see. Still looking for Jackal-DD squirrels. I can, AJ. I should just order those Spro blanks. But I don't like painting rock crawlers. Honestly. Yeah, they're the same thing. I mean, people don't care, right? People don't care. I do want to get some more of those BDSs, the ones. Those are badass little baits, and they catch a shit out of fish. And they're good for the it's just a good all-around bait. Boat guys can use them. bank guys can use them. They're very versatile. I do like DT6s. I love DT6s. In fact, it's one of my favorite baits to paint. So I've still got a bunch of the Bagleys. Yeah, I've got I think I've got about 80 left. Unfortunately, I don't make any soft baits, but I do know a guy that does. The problem is he's got a lot going on in his life right now, and I don't know if he would be willing to put that all on hold while he pours me soft baits. But I could probably get enough from him that would make things interesting. Molds, BBC, you might see a native gill in the future, a version 2. Got off a whatnot. I don't. Here's my problem with whatnot is that I never know what any of these people are going to have. So I'm hesitant to bid on one bait that's, let's say, $4, and I have to pay $4 in shipping and then taxes and all that shit. So you're paying $10. So it's really not a deal unless you buy a bunch more baits, but you don't know what's coming after it. But you won't have that problem here because it'll all be badass. You know that shit coming down the pipe will probably get better. And that's the other thing that I've noticed is that like I've seen a lot of the sellers on there, and they're buying shit at retail. Not rare stuff. It's just like you walk into the store, you buy a damn Vision 110, and you bring it home, and you show it on Whatnot, and it says $24.99 on it, and they want to bitch at the people for paying $22. And it's like, why would anybody pay more than retail for something that they can drive down the road and buy? Like, help, like, why are you mad at them? I've seen that a lot. A lot. I don't know if it's like a shtick that like I don't know. Chasing that high, the auctions gave me all those years ago. Yeah, it was fun. Those Facebook groups got they got a little out of control. eBay really did too. I was kind of on. I wasn't in it on eBay by the time it like when it was really wild, like when Casey was on there and Pryor was on there and Jimmy Etter was on there and Bill Barton was on there and like all those guys. There was a couple different guys that have kind of fallen off that were on there, and like, dude, everything went for $100. Didn't matter, like, because everybody's shit was good. Now it's just trash. Like, I don't know that there's anybody reputable that like does cool shit on eBay anymore. Like, I feel like it's just like the damn trunk slammers that started last week. But the raffles never really appealed to me. I never I never got into those. Hinkle Shad's going for $1,000, yeah. But I mean, back in those early eBay days, you had Dwayne Beatty stuff. You just had a lot of good painters. And I feel like that was the difference in then and now, is that then there was probably a bunch of people painting, but they were too embarrassed to show their shit next to Casey and Pryor and all those guys. So they just stayed in their lane and kept their trash at their house until they got better. Or if they didn't, fine. Now, a dude starts painting, and next week he's like putting it on a damn mirror with some gravel and aquarium shrubs and putting that shit on eBay for $3. Ooh, Mike, that's a good question. I don't know. I'm sure Cliff's got something close. I don't know. Pay retail a little more than deal with a waffle page. Yeah, I would agree. I don't know what a balsa thin end equivalent would be. Just message Cliff and he'll have you one next week. I bet he's always into new baits. That's how he operates. The classic aquarium in a Chinese restaurant, pretty much. Gotta have the mirror. Thin end. Cliff definitely has something close. I mean, you got to think balsa wise. I mean, it's Cliff. He's the only person out there that's putting out different body styles and colors and shapes and stuff in balsa. Like Rapala never comes out with anything new. And if they do, it's typically maybe not geared towards bass fishermen. Paid $125 for 2 rad lure chatterbaits on eBay after Thrift One. The crazy thing about that, Josh, is that with those 2 chatterbaits before the craze, you could have made your money back on those 2 rad lures in one weekend. Like, I feel like you could have got those on a Friday, jumped in a tournament on Saturday, and that bait was that good that regardless of the time of year, you could have probably throttled their ass on it. Having known nothing about it. Local Italian restaurant had an aquarium. When smoking was legal, it was always ashes floating in the top of the water. They look like little fish pellets. Yes, the question is now, did you recoup your 125 on your rad lures? There you go. Made $1,000 on lay that Saturday. Deshwami. How did I know? How did I know? That's how good the damn chatterbait was, huh? The Morning Dawn chatterbait does have everybody losing their minds. Yep. And it's about to be the Wild West because I think the patent's running out. And every Tom, Dick, and Harry, I know 6th Sense has got one coming out. Every holy shit, I can only, like, my mind is about to explode out of all the shitty chatterbaits that are about to hit the market. Good googly moogly is going to be disgusting. Gross. I can't. Oh, dude, y'all are going to be so sick of seeing chatterbaits. Ugh. Oh, it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. $16th ounce? Yes, you certainly do. Definitely do. You need a 1768 to be precise. You know what's funny? You know what this scale material came off of? I just found it last week. Does anybody know? Can anybody guess what that material is? It's beautiful and symmetrical, which really makes my OCD happy. Not shallots, AJ. I do have some that came from shallots, but it's much smaller. Morgan, you're in the right ballpark. Not a shelf liner, no. No, it is in the produce. What's the seller list in the show notes or pre-list baits like some quality sellers like Hella Man. Yeah, I guess word traveled fast. Like when I first started getting on Whatnot as a shopper, you would see guys list every bait. Like I think Baitman did that, where you could just look, he would preload every bait, and you could just shop through everything. Now everybody just does like random bait number whatever, and they just run the same auctions as like a generic thing. It was oranges. It was the little navel oranges, Satsumas, I guess they're called. Suspending medium diving crankbaits. Eesh. I'm out on that. I'm not betting my ranch on medium suspending crankbaits. If I don't know. I don't care how good. I don't care. Ugh. What forward facing does. That gives me the icks. Dude, I watched Ben sell a like regular 6 cents, like do everything jig head that had like a mop skirt tied on it. And somebody paid $58 for that damn thing. $58 for a singular jig. Nauseating. But I mean, good for Ben. Like, hopefully, when the guy gets his $58 jig in the mail, there's like a handful of other ones or something else. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, if he throws one jig in a bag and sends it to the guy and says, "Here's your $58 jig," like that would be pretty hilarious, but also absurd at the same time. I mean, the guy give him what he paid for, but still. Jeremy, you wouldn't pay $58 for a Ben Milliken mop jig? Good, Burns. Now I'm glad we're on the same page. on the same page. Brian, probably. If I can get these I's dotted, go home, get my stuff, head to Josh's. Drawing a little slow today. I do remember the suspending bombers. They had the red eyes. I was never in love with them. I was never in love with anything suspending. But I will tell you, the couple of times that I caught them on a suspending bait, it's crazy fun. Like where you just reel it down and you stop it, and all of a sudden, like it gets freight trained. It's pretty fun. But the bad thing about suspending baits is you lose a shit ton of them. But yeah, I don't know. I think Norman made a handful of. I don't know that they ever made a suspending middle end. I know they. I'm pretty sure they made a suspending deep little end, and they made a suspending DD22. I don't know that they ever made a suspending DD14. But who else made suspending baits? Cordell made the suspending spot. Excalibur Bomber had the fat free shad that suspended. Norman had a suspending bait. Hello, Tim Maynard. What's new with you? Yeah, they had wiggle warts that suspended. Oh God, don't even bring him up. Tim, don't even. That is like, oh. I just threw up in my mouth a little bit. Do you mean you're not talking about the dredge, are you? The dredge was the worst. If anybody's curious what the dredge is, it's a Bagley that sank. And if you were shopping, on eBay and the person didn't turn the bait just right and you couldn't see the writing on it, you might order a dozen of those things and then you get them and realize that you just ordered 12 pieces of sinking shit that are totally worthless. Ugh. Ugh. I've still got those. And I've tried to drill the weight out, but they just look so they just look so mangled up, and they're not worth it. You know what I mean? Like you can buy another bait that for the cost of what a Bagley is, like you can buy another one that's what you want versus the time it takes and how shitty the bait ends up looking. But I don't know. What time is it? 1. All right. I'm gonna go pack up the rest of my stuff. Josh, are you still there? Is there anything else I need to bring? What do I need to bring? I'm trying to think if there's anything I need to bring to test in his pond. Is there anything I need to I'm looking around. Anybody got any ideas? Anything I need to see how it boogies? Because I will have a pond at my fingertips to utilize. Or if there is a bait that Bernsey makes that I happen to have. If you want to see a swim video of, I could do that. Fresh can of Kodiak. Fresh can of long cut Copenhagen would be delicious. Bates. Some Adderall. I've never taken that stuff. I took some in college and it made me sleepy. What? I bet Ben maybe threw in a 6 cents sticker, but probably not. You think the guy really got one jig? Maybe that's my problem. Guilt. Like I would feel guilty if somebody paid $60 for a single jig. And maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should be heartless and just be like, fuck him. He paid $60 for this thing. He's getting what he gets. Water temp pretty much dictates whether she'll sink or float. A rain suit. Oh boy. I don't even know if I've got one of those. I'll have to dig. All right. Well, I can get the rest of these. Somebody's going to get one with a red dot. I just wanted to see what it would look like. If Dube is that big of a Milliken fan and have thrown in some tournament used line to decide it on the mantle, yeah, I'd like to know. I'd like to know who that person was and see what was actually in the box. I wonder if he signed the jig head with one of those pins like those Japanese dudes who like draw on grains of rice. I wonder if he signed it with one of those. Yeah, I remember hearing about dudes back in the day, Carolina rigging a Rapala floating minnow. David, what's that spinnerbait you want? I have the molds and I'm taking them to Josh's and I'll probably leave them up there because I don't need them down here. The problem is I'm going to have to bend wire. I might have some wires left over from thought. What's his dick sent me some wire. Whoever that guy is, whatever that company is, Cast Industries. Let's see what's in here. I have heard that. Oh, this is what they used. This is what they used to make my mold. So probably should keep those. Yeah, that's what they set the mold up with. Test baits, ear jigs, skirt material. That's Jim Lichty. Jim Lichty jigs. I can tell by the smell. I can smell the Winston's on there. Let's see. Oh no, I thought I had some wire phones around here somewhere. I know I have some wire, but I think it's like 28 thousandths or something. It's really small. Yeah, this wire is very small. We'll bring it anyway. Oh, no. Do y'all remember these when these were all the rage? The hidden weight spinnerbait? When the mini me came out, what a badass bait. I think Pryor said his hidden weight spinnerbait got ripped off by somebody. This is what you used to be able to buy back in the day. Before, I don't know if you can still buy those or not in that shape. Did you say a size? Because I'll probably make the big one, a lot of the big ones, because I have the blades for those. Let's see. And I think that's what I'm going to do going forward. Like I'm just going to pour nothing but the 3/4 and just make like the juice ones, and it's going to come in 2 colors, and it's going to come in 1 blade combination, and that's it. Just really all you need. Or I could just sell the heads. Might be possible. Just get rid of the heads. Let you put your own blades on them. Maybe that's the answer. I do like finishing them though, and having a finished product. Probably would be easier to sell them without blades. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I don't know what the answer is. The whole gamut. All right. What I might do, David, I just don't know how I'd tell them apart. Like for you to tell them apart. Because we talked about pouring my 3/8 head in a different material that's not lead, that doesn't weigh as much. And it just makes the same size head. It just weighs less. That was probably the true 3/4. You talking about that one? I don't know where any of my stuff is, like my hooks and stuff. That one I sold before I had the Solala made. What's up, player? BBC, you are funny. You are a funny guy. What's in here? Oh, there's my tuners. I've been looking for these. Junk. What's in here? Number 2 treble hooks. Okay. Nothing too special in there. Oh, the first ones of the Soalis, yeah. Yeah, great bait. Great bait. I've been trying to hunt down this wire, but I haven't had any success. But I'm going to keep trying. That's kind of what's been holding me off on the Soala. If I had this particular wire that I'm looking for, I would 100% be making them. Or I'd be paying somebody to make them. But I can't find it. So, I don't know. I had a bunch of, I put those when I was in Austin, I put those on Marketplace, and I sold a fair amount on Marketplace, and a lot of those people came back, and they weren't like hardcore guys. They were just like dudes that would walk the bank around Austin, and I had a lot of those guys come back that love that bait. What do you want? Tell me. We'll call the man. Hell, you can probably drive over to his shop when you're canoodling around Oklahoma. Burns, I'll send it to you. It's a lot. It's a lot special. And it's got me puzzled. Hello, Paul. Meet Paul, my old high school science teacher. Meet Paul. Meet Paul. You probably want the brown super stainless. Yep. The dull brown. Call Mustang. We'll get you set up. Which one do I need? This. Let's see. Let's see if I'm about to ruin this or not. I actually like it. I actually like it. I'll be darned. How did I know? This was just an experiment. Just an experiment to see what I would think. I wanted to know. All right, I can go back to being normal now. Triple dot the shad dots. I could, but I thought I feel like it would look too much like the eyes, and it would stop looking like that. I'm not a wire. I don't know the difference between the shiny and the matte brown. Oh, Hell's about to catch up. We'll let Hella catch up, and then I will depart and start my pilgrimage to Tato HQ to do some tinkering. Come on, Hella, catch up. Come on. Come on. Use 3 different shades of black for the shad dots. Vanta black is the only black to where it'll look like there's a hole through the bait that goes into infinity. Bring me a small glide back. One of Josh's. You need something you can lose on Kentucky Lake? I'll dig through his blemish pile and see what he's got. The 4-inch dust one, great. Cool bait. Great for builder dudes that aren't going to carry around a damn specific rod just for that. What size do I want these dots? These pupils? Mm-hmm. If you ever get back, you'll get back, builder dude. You're not Jinx. I think Darius is the Jinx one. Darius is the Jinx one, not builder dude. All right. I will. I'm going to continue this off air with Hella. Was that your paint booth? No, my paint booth is trash compared to Josh's. Josh's is nice. Josh has a professional paint booth. I have a cobbled together, like you would. I don't even know how you would describe mine. It's like the Skid Row edition of paint booths. That would be the equivalent to what my paint booth is. His is the like Lambo of paint booths. Mine is the Dodge Neon of paint booths. Did you paint the St. Jude's base in that booth? I don't think so. I think I painted those here. I don't remember. If it was one of his glides, I could have painted it there. I don't recall. I do have a blue collar booth. I have a do what you got, what you can with what you got booth. I don't know. I don't remember what all baits went to the St. Jude. I think there was a glide. I don't remember if it was a shiny glide or not. If it was a shiny glide, I did it here. If it was a regularly painted glide, there is a chance I could have done it at his paint booth. Be sure to ping me. Thank you. I can't wait till the vulnerable adult gets back on Whatnot and starts selling off all his belongings. That would be wonderful. Thank you. But all right, bros. Old shoebox. That works. That works. All right, y'all be good. Wish me luck. Maybe we'll hop in, check on y'all if I got any service up at Josh's house. We'll do a little stream, see what's up. If I had a phone thing, I could just put my phone, talk to y'all while I'm bored driving up the road. All right, y'all be good. Adios. There'd probably be an email too. Just FYI.